Hello once again, Star Wars Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and today I want to talk about vintage Star Wars trading cards. That's right. Trading cards, obviously something still around, still happening, but back in the day, back in the 70s, the Star Wars trading cards were very hot, very much sought after, mainly because it was one of the few things that you could get right when the movie came out, or close to when the movie came out, because they were pretty much easier to make, color printed trading cards than it was to make toys. So they came out with a series of them. So I'm going to kind of go through them. I'm not going to go through each individual card. You can find lots of information on that online, but I actually gathered mine up and collected them into this nice little notebook. It's actually a notebook designed for cards. It's a little bit sturdier. And as you can see, there are scenes all the way through the movie. Okay, and this is the first series. I believe blue was the first series. Got some stickers at the end. I do believe this is a complete set. And then, new series. Okay, and I love it. With one stick of bubble gum. Yes, there was little sticks of bubble gum that were really not that great. They were like about as hard as cardboard, and it took you forever to chew them down into regular gum, and by the time you did that, the flavor was all gone. But as you can see, we got some great, as they were kind of moving along, they've had some better shots. What's really cool about this is a great way to see some shots from the film. Some of them are still images, just movie stills, and some of them are different shots, different publicity stills like this, along with just different angles and different things that you just don't ordinarily see. Okay, I believe on the flip side of the stickers was I don't think I have an example of it, but on the flip side of the stickers was kind of a puzzle, like a 9-piece puzzle that you could put together. Okay, moving on to the next series, the yellow series. I kept one package of each. That always freaked me out. This Peter Cushing Grand Moff Tarkin. He looks like one step beyond a skull. It's crazy. So just some really cool imagery. Great places to find some unusual images that you don't always see. Here's C-3PO with his little sidekick there. And I think, is this the last thing? No, there was one more after this. Okay, this is the green series. Now, I can't really talk too much about this, but there was in the green series a C-3PO card that, I don't know if it's, maybe it is in the green series. It might be a different one. Maybe not. I'm not sure. No, I didn't see it. All right. Could be one of the other ones. But apparently in this set, there was a 3PO card that some artists had some fun with, and I added something to it. That's all I'm going to say. And it got quickly taken off the market because of its inappropriateness. And now that's a highly sought after card. I do not have it. I actually don't want to have it. Kind of gross. Anyway, here's some great behind the scenes footage, which is nice. Anybody who's interested in anything like that. In fact, most of the last series was all behind the scenes. So some pretty cool stuff. And again, really great stickers. Now, these, I believe, were from a different set. I'm not exactly which set they were from. Someone that can leave a comment. It might have been like Wonder Bread or something of that nature. And then, as you can see, towards the end of this book, we start introducing some Empire Strikes Back cards. Oh, I had a couple of cards in Spanish. I kept them separate because they were Spanish. I thought that was kind of cool. And some stickers. I liked this sticker. Darth Vader lives. Bad spelling. What are you going to do? All right, and then let's move on to, it says sports collection. That's how you know it's a card book, but it's actually, by the way, this is my brother who was kind enough to let me have one of these books, which of course I did not use for sports. My brother used them for sports cards. He's a very avid sports card collector. I, in turn, used them for Star Wars. And in this case, Empire Strikes Back. Okay, obviously a different look, but again, same idea. Really cool imagery, a little bit higher quality. And You know, it's nice to see them all organized. You know, with all the different collecting that I do, it's kind of nice to have a collection kind of condensed in a nice little notebook or several notebooks. Okay, move through this a little bit faster. Oh, here's on to the next series. Again, it's great to see such like unique images that you don't see anywhere else. I mean, even magazines and whatnot didn't really have them. And it kind of goes through the movie, the Carbon Freeze, Escape, Boba Fett. Who knew that 40 years later, literally 40 years later, he would make a return? How fun is that? Now it looks like some filming behind the scenes. Okay, ooh, these have some nice illustrations, some cartoon versions to start. And then moving on. Ooh, and then they put some Ralph McQuarrie art. I think it's all Ralph McQuarrie art. There might be some Joe Johnston in there. There's Ralph McQuarrie. Yeah, this particular page looks like it's all Ralph McQuarrie. Okay, and then it continues. And of course, the back of the cards often had, you know, factoids and little fun pieces of trivia. Then we go on to The Empire Strikes Back. I'm sorry, Empire Strikes Back. What am I saying? This is the end. I don't think this is complete. I do believe there's some stickers missing. Oh, here's an example on the back. You can see the pieces of a puzzle. Okay, then we go on to Return of the Jedi. What am I thinking? It's late. I'm tired. Okay, now I will tell you that we start this one, and then I did include there was some 5x7 still photos. They really weren't cards. I mean, they were billed as cards, but they were really just really nice 5x7 photos. And it's fun because, you know, these days when you go to like a convention, you know, Comic-Con, you can pay like lots of money for the 8x10 photos. And these were all together, you know, they're just part of a large card set. A lot of these are kind of repeats of what you already saw. Like, yeah, they were TOPPS. And they were called photo cards. And you had these same cards in smaller. Yeah, you see, there's your checklist. And then we go on to some more Jedi. I don't think Jedi had quite as many series of cards. I think by then, there was so many different. This one has a bit of a binder issue. But again, you know, I will say that the quality of photos kind of improves as you move on. Okay, that's the only Jedi I have. Then I moved on to these, I don't even know what you would call them. They're like, I think they were 3D cards. I forget if they were 3D or lenticular. I think they were lenticular. Let me take one out. I will show you what I'm talking about. I have to find where I can take it out. All right, here we go. Come on there, buddy. Trying to see if I can. Yeah, they were. I don't know if this can come out in the thing, but they're kind of three-dimensional. They're lenticular, but you can see they kind of have a three-dimensional look to them. Really hard to show that through the camera. These, of course, came out in the 90s. These were a little bit later. And I don't believe I completed these sets. I just kind of gathered some of them. This is when the special edition came out. You can see we have a few special edition shots. Okay. And by the way, folks, this is just when you're talking about total card collecting, this is really just a drop in the bucket. I mean, in terms of vintage, I pretty much got all of Star Wars and most of it, and all of Empire, and I think most of Jedi. But then when it got into later on, you know, you were dealing with a lot of different things. Some interesting takes. These are like some of these cards. I think it was like Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition. There was some art that went along with it. Here's some Empire Strikes Back shots. And you can see these cards are a different size, too. They're kind of a widescreen, which is kind of cool. And as I said, I don't think I completed an entire set of that. This one I think I did, but after a while, what happened, you got to remember, back even in the 90s, there wasn't much to collect when it came to Star Wars. So cards were what we collected. And of course, you know, far better quality. Here's Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I think I did collect this set of widescreen. you know, you get a little bit more in the photo. Oh, baby Walt. And it's kind of in story order, so pretty cool stuff. So, and there's a good idea of what they're like. You could probably find a lot of these. Sometimes you can find them in cards, you know, like in the packs, or sometimes you can find them in full sets. Sometimes I picked up full sets, just in, you know, kind of all wrapped up. And I always think that's it's a great, less expensive way to have a complete collection of something. And again, back in the 90s, this was a very inexpensive way. You know, $1 could buy a couple of packs back in the 70s and 80s. And it was just a little cheaper way to kind of indulge in a collectible habit. So that'll do it for this. I guess this is more of a shelf talk, even though these aren't really on shelves. But that'll do it for this episode, this shelf talk episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. If you liked what you saw, check out all the other videos. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. All that really helps the channel. If you want to support the channel more, check out my TeePublic store on the link. You can look at the description for the link for all kinds of great Star Wars and other Darth Tuba related art. And check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Darth Tuba, and Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook. Until next time, may the Force and the toys and the playing cards be with you.